If you asked an 18-year-old to draw the perfect dive watch, I imagine this is pretty much what they'd draw. Is there a watch in your collection that just stumps you? And what I mean by stump is, try as you might to dig out other watches, ones that you might have in your mind, this is the one that's just so easy to pick up, so easy to live with, it just does everything right, that reluctantly, possibly, you could say this is the only watch that you need. Well, something that I really hadn't expected at the start of this year was that those watches for me would possibly be this, the humble little SEIKO 5 Sea Urchin that was discontinued in 2021. But why? We're a strange breed, watch collectors, aren't we? Always searching. So of all the watches, why this? Well, whether you agree that a dive watch should have a push-pull crown like this one or not, let's just take it as read that this is SEIKO 5 answer to a true dive watch. 100 meters of water resistance would assume that they wouldn't put that on the dial if you couldn't at least swim with it. So for all intents and purposes, it's a desk diver, it's an everyday diver to take on holiday. Now we've got that out the way, it's just so wearable, isn't it? Compared to almost any other dive watch you could look at. It hugs the wrist, and that is purely down to these dimensions. Well, it's 48.5 lug to lug, it's just under 13mm thick, and it's a 41mm case. So here's the thing, compare that to the dimensions of other dive watches you might be looking at. I know I have. Check out the slight curve on the case. This is on a NATO and it still fits quite tight and snug. It's not obtrusive in any way. It's fairly light. I'll tell you something else I'm really struggling with. I know this is a first world problem, but are there many divers that look better or as much of a diver as this? SEIKO got this right with a SEIKO 5 all those years ago. If you asked an 18-year-old to draw a dive watch, this is pretty much what he'd draw, or she. It certainly has that SEIKO dive watch DNA running right through it, doesn't it? Let's just compare the aesthetic with the mid-range Sumo. You can see the handset and indices are very, very similar. And for an entry-level dive watch, this has all the lume you would expect from a SEIKO diver, costing way more. This still does it. Let's not forget that these budget divers feature aluminium brushed bezels, something that is getting harder and harder to find now as ceramic and sapphire bezels take over because of their hard-wearing nature. But some of us, myself included, prefer the look and feel of a traditional aluminium bezel, and these have that. There are some very bonny features on the case design as well. The slight curve to the case, perfect design really, polished, and then there's quite a crisp line where it transitions into the brushed top surfaces. See that? That does play with the light. Also on the bezel, you'll notice the side of the bezel is brushed, but it has these little chrome accents in the grooves, polished, sorry, and also along the top chamfer there. So there are, this is one of the budget offerings, and yet it's faultless, the transition in the case. Other features to highlight are the applied SEIKO logo and the old SEIKO 5 shield applied. Nice touches. Lots of elements that you pay a premium for now with watches. Notice the stainless detailing around the date window, day date. Also the indices and hands, beautifully finished. Now those indices, I think they're applied. I don't think they're pushed through from the back, because there's no raised surface around them. The indices stand proud themselves. It just has a good dive watch look about it as well, doesn't it? With the rehort, quite a large rehort with the minute track around the outside of the indices. I think the dial is well laid out. I don't think there's too much text on it. And they're such obvious strap monsters, the pair of them, aren't they? And so wearable, you really do question whether you could get a better look on wrist with any other diver. And what about the movement that both of these watches have, the 7S36? That straightforward SEIKO shuffle, no hacking, no hand winding, just shake it, off it goes. You take your chances with SEIKO, don't you? The coloured dial, the coloured bezel on the left, that is running within 1 second a day. The one on the right, I haven't touched it, that does lose 20 seconds a day. So it might need a little bit of a tweak, but overall, fine. And let's not forget, these are bulletproof movements inside these. Workhorses, proper workhorses. I'm sure those indices are applied. And at this price level, that really is quite something. Check the lume on the black dial before getting a couple of wrist shots outside. So that's it for today. Perhaps you can sympathise, you too have a watch that you just pick up and go, that serves its purpose. It might be a budget watch, but you need no more than that. And struggle as you might, you can't find a better all-round aesthetic. If you do, please leave your comments below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you are made aware of future videos that come out. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.